Good morning, everyone, and thank you very much for joining us today for the 2023 United States Ryder Cup Captain announcement. The 44th edition of one of the sports world's most special competitions will take place in Rome in approximately 19 months. And today, we are pleased to officially welcome the person who will lead the 2023 U.S. Ryder Cup team to Italy. But first, let's revisit a memorable September. Last year. And for that, I'd like to say good morning to the general manager at Riviera Country Club and Riviera Tennis Club in Pacific Palisades, California, the president of the PGA.
Almost didn't happen as we were dealing with the effects of COVID. And to pull that off, the community in Kohler, Wisconsin, Whistling Straits, and the staff there led by PGA member and director of golf operations and the president of the Wisconsin PGA section, Mike O'Reilly, and his team to pull that all together. And just so proud of the PGA of America and our entire team, led by our Chief Championships Officer, Kerry Haig, in pulling the Ryder Cup off, not only an incredible success, but in light of everything that they had to deal with. I think what we saw this past September really shows that the Ryder Cup is truly one of the most exciting and captivating events in all of sports. Julius, to think that both Captain Stricker and Captain Harrington had to deal with not only a 2-year captaincy, but a 3-year captaincy and all the work that had to go with it. That's an impression that will stick with me for quite a while. And I think the impression that I'm left with is the historic 19-9 victory of the U.S. team, and not only their incredible play, but how that team really came together as a team and how much fun they had playing together. Hopefully that will stick with all of us for a long time.
Thanks, Jim. Next up is Rome, Italy, which means it's time to meet our 2023 U.S. Ryder Cup captain.
Yeah, thanks. And we're so excited about this. PGA members are so excited about this event. It's our largest undertaking that we have as an association. And PGA members have a long history of being involved, obviously, in the success of the Ryder Cup. PGA members playing in the event, PGA members hosting and operating the event, and then obviously being teachers and coaches for that event. And in that regard, we have 2 award-winning PGA members that are here with us today. A PGA member from Cedar Rapids, Iowa, who introduced the game to our captain and taught him throughout his college career, Larry Gladson. Larry, welcome. Thank you for being here. And then from Lake Mary, Florida, Mike Bender, PGA member who taught Zach throughout his 20-plus years of his PGA Tour career. Mike, thank you as well. In the history of the Ryder Cup, there's been 29 individuals that have been the U.S. captain. Today, it's a true pleasure and an honor to introduce our captain for 2023. He's an individual that's won 12 tournaments worldwide, including 2 majors. He's played on 5 Ryder Cup teams. He's had an individual winning record in those Ryder Cups. He's been vice captain the last 2 Ryder Cups. He's an individual that we're very proud of. So without further ado, we'd like to introduce the man that's going to lead the U.S. contingent in 2023 in Rome. On behalf of my fellow Ryder Cup committee members, Steve Stricker, Justin Thomas, Jordan Spieth, PGA of America National Vice President John Lindert, and our CEO Seth Waugh, and the entire PGA of America, it's my pleasure to introduce an individual that's been a proven great leader. He's been an incredible communicator and one of the fiercest competitors that we've seen throughout his career. It's an individual that is highly respected both on and off the golf course. It's my honor to introduce our 2023 U.S. Ryder Cup captain, Zach Johnson.
Zach, congratulations on being named the 30th United States Ryder Cup captain. I know you've been sitting on this news for a little while. Can you exhale now?
Yes, I'm starting to breathe a little bit here. Thank you, Julius. Thank you, Jim, and to all of your colleagues. It's no secret how I see the PGA of America, all of your constituents, and certainly all of your peers. It's one of the reasons why I'm sitting here, and frankly, why I play this great game. So thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah, it's. I'm relieved, Julius, to answer your question. I'm excited. I'm extremely excited. I have all the emotions running through me. I'm honor, pure honor comes to mind more than anything. Just knowing that I can lead this great team in Italy and represent my country again is flattering. So to share this week, this process with my wife Kim is ultra special. We look forward to the Ryder Cup every 2 years, ideally every 2 years. It's a family week, it's a team week, and we do it together. And knowing now that I got her by my side to help me partner in this is special. So that's exciting, and to share it with my kids will be something different, but also very special. You know, I've always said I'm a product of great people, and full circle right now, it kind of hits me. You guys introduced two individuals that certainly are a part of this for me, and that was Larry Gladstone as a kid, and even into my young adult life. Just fostered the game for me and the love of it. I'm very honored, and certainly to have a guy that took me under his wing and showed me how to go about this game the right way. And then, you know what, the whole Iowa circle just continued. Mike Bender, now of Florida, but originally of Waterloo, Iowa, and his tutelage and kind of breaking me down and building me back up so I could actually really pursue this game as a career is something I will never, ever forget. And more than that, these two individuals are just close confidants and friends of mine. And some of you will get to meet them and see exactly why. They're just two great individuals. Thank you guys for being here. Man, I played my first Ryder Cup in 2006, and it was not the way I envisioned it as a team. That being said, it was immediate that I was fixated on it. I loved it, and the team, camaraderie, chemistry, everything about it just grabbed me. I'm a team sports guy, and when you play an individual game and now you're in this arena as a team, as a band, it was captivating, and I just fully embraced it. I loved everything about it. What a great week and an opportunity to just kind of, show off. I've loved it ever since that day, and I can sit here and say it's the best event in the sport of golf.
Zach, we've heard you say in the past that you like golf, but you love competition. And it's no secret that you're a proud son of Iowa and that you've gravitated toward team sports, as you've suggested. Can you go a little deeper on why that has connected you to the Ryder Cup so much?
Yeah, I mean, it's one of those situations where, I'm a product of my environment, clearly. Iowa is the place that shaped me. There's no question. I mean, it starts with my parents, clearly, and the many, many opportunities they gave me in sport. I'd be lying to you to say that I would have probably picked golf. I don't think I would have. I mean, I loved everything when it came to the team side of sports, but golf picked me, and they gave me that opportunity to pursue it. So I'm forever grateful in that. I loved being with other guys for a common goal. And, when I think about it now, all of those team sports probably helped me as an individual. I mean, I know I play an individual sport, but I have a massive team alongside of me that deserve a ton of credit. Certainly starting with my wife, Kim, and then obviously my family and friends and coaches, and the list is long and plentiful. But, it did. It started back in Iowa. That's where my love was for this game began, and I think I'm still pursuing it. Still trying to get better. Oddly enough, I still feel like my best golf's ahead of me. But right now, as the leader of this 2023 team, I'm going to, bring about some of those key things as a kid, as a team sport guy, and hopefully implement some of them.
So you mentioned 2006, which was your first Ryder Cup. Something happened at that Ryder Cup, which told you were never going to look at this event again. If you could share that story with everyone.
Sure. I mean, I think all of my peers can probably identify a few situations in their game or in a tournament here or there where they're like, you know what, that one shot, that one instance, helped mold me or maybe gave me the confidence or whatever it may be. And for me, it's very obvious. Captain Tom Lehman was leading us that year, and again, I'm a rookie. I mean, technically, this is my third year on the PGA Tour, kind of deer in headlights, so to speak. And so my first match out there, I was paired with Chad Campbell, who is a good friend, and we went at it together. We played, I believe it was Padre and Paul McGinley, and we were down in the match, and we're on the 16th hole, which is a par 5, and we're playing alternate shots. So what's that? Not 4-ball, but
Foursomes.
Foursomes. Thank you, Jim. And he had a great tee shot.
Vice captain.
Yeah, well, hey, it's open. Chad hit a great tee shot to put us in position on the par 5. They laid up, and it was a shot now where I'm debating on laying up, giving Chad a wedge, or do I push it and be aggressive and hit a shot I can't hit, but considering what was laying ahead and the wind and the water and all those sorts of elements, it was not exactly something I was very comfortable with. Captain Lehman pulls up, kind of asked me where we were in the match. We were 2 down with 3 to go. What's the discussion then? That's really what it got down to. And he just gave me a nice piece of advice. He's like, you're here for a reason, just hit it. And executed it better than I can ever imagine. And, that's the shot that I kind of go back to that I think really helped, give me confidence, certainly in the most trying of situations, but also one that just that kind of molded me and said, you know what, hey, you belong. And I think that's the beauty of the Ryder Cup, is you're going to we see so many just unbelievable golf shots just amongst 24 individuals. So that was one of them, and then we actually went on and have the match as a result. So I was hooked, hook, line, and sinker, But having a great leader like that, Captain Lehman, come up to me and say, you can do it, is basically what he alluded to, was powerful.
Let's dive a little deeper into your captaincy now. The 2023 U.S. Ryder Cup team point system will look very similar to what we've seen in the past, right?
That's correct, yes. Very similar. The 2022 schedule, only the major championships, WGCs, and the Players' Championship will have points. And then once we get to January of 2023, then certainly all the regular PGA Tour events will be incorporated into the point system, and we'll end with the second playoff event sometime in August of 23. I think it's August 20th, I believe. And from there, we'll have our top 6.
You've also had conversations with the PGA Ryder Cup committee about the number of captain picks that you will have.
Yes, we're going to kind of keep it the way it has been, well, the way it was in 2020. We liked the system. The PGA Ryder Cup committee really liked the system of 6 earned berths and then obviously 6 picks. So that's where we're going to stay. We don't feel like we need to change it. And I say that it was the Ryder Cup committee of 3 of my peers and Jim and his peers. So that equation worked, and I don't see any reason to change it.
And you will select your 6 captains' picks following the 2003 Tour Championship. You've already locked in one of your vice captains?
Yeah, this may come to some surprise most out there. Steve Stricker has accepted his vice captainship role in Italy, and I'm pumped and honored to have him along my side. guy that's led us, Team USA, and to a pretty resounding victory in 2020. But it's not just the scoreboard; it's more so how he did it, and frankly, just the class with which he took this position and led, I admire, and so to have him as a sounding board and an individual I know I can trust, and a great friend, a close friend. I'm excited that he wanted to join in. Yeah, I mean, it's the way he approached it in 2020 was pretty simple. I mean, that was kind of the word, right? Just keep it simple. But he gave those 12 individuals a voice. He gave them freedom and to kind of go about their week as if it was a normal tournament, even though we know it's not. But I think there was the simplicity in that was also quite beautiful.
Final question, Zach, before we go to Q&A. Here's a good stat for you. You were 17 years old the last time the United States won in Europe. How do you feel about an away captaincy?
You know, that's a great question. I will say this. I love playing in the United States. I love being around our fans. It's unbelievable. The way I'm kind of wired is I love when individuals, teams, entities go into a situation that's very trying, a situation where they're probably not supposed to, but do. And, you know, I'm not suggesting I had dreams of being in this position, because if anything, this exceeded my dreams. But when I had peers of mine say, it's my turn, I should do it, their confidence was high for me to go lead a team across the pond in Europe, in Italy, I accepted it with open arms. That was humbling. The names are plentiful. Certainly the three individuals, Steve, JT, and Jordan, but many talks with Tiger, Jim Furyk, Davis Love, past captains. These guys said it's your turn to go, and I'm welcoming it. I love going over there and competing. I love stretching myself. I love being uncomfortable. I think that's kind of an odd thing, but I like when it's hard. And it is going to be hard, but it's also just a beautiful opportunity to go out there and give these guys, you know, an avenue to be themselves and play with freedom. And that's kind of what I'm going to go. That's how I'm going to approach it. I'm looking forward to holding hands with my wife and just getting after it in Italy.
Congratulations, Captain. We'll go ahead and open the floor to questions right now. If you have a question, please raise your hand so we can get you a wireless microphone. We'd like to know who you are and where you're from, and we'll also open the Zoom line questions as well. John Dever at 6'2" is holding that microphone right over there, so we're going to try to run it over here. Oh, Shane, to your right.
Zach, you mentioned 2006 over here. Obviously, Team USA has come a really long way since then in terms of organization and obviously results as well. Can you talk about how you did that, what lessons needed to be learned, and why it's been so successful?
Can you expand on the question, meaning what's changed since 2006? Is that what you're asking?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, well, I think it really just comes back to watching, seeing, witnessing some of my past captains, peers of mine that certainly love the Ryder Cup, but then also kind of joined hands even tighter with this great organization in the PGA America. They really have kind of given us some freedoms as of late that has really helped, I think, kind of mold our system in place. We've got a system. Or systems, I should say, almost like a template. And I'm not suggesting that's going to be the reason for a win or a loss. But what I'm saying is that there's continuity, there's expectations laid out, and the consistency there, I think, is what's attractive. And I think that whole systematic approach has really led to giving the guys on the team, because I was at one point playing on these, the freedom to just go be themselves and play and have a voice and more or less before the week, even at the beginning of the week, say, you know what, I kind of know what's in store. You know, there's always wrinkles. It is a fluid situation, but we've just got a great plan, and I love how my past captains, both the ones I served as a vice captain and the ones I played for, helped get us to this point.
Shane, that it? Good. Thank you very much. Doug.
Zach had two things for you.
Where's Doug? I hear your voice. Yes. Hi, Doug.
Don't worry about the rest. What do you consider the single best trait you have that you bring as a captain?
My wife would say my dimples. I'm going to say, I think I kind of alluded to it, Doug, in the sense that, you know, going over there is not easy. I get that, and I frankly wouldn't have it any other way. So I think just my mentality of knowing that I'm going to embrace what that difficulty is all about. I'm going to allow these guys to, you know, come to me whenever they need anything, but beforehand they know that they're going to be able to approach the week as if it's any other week. So I'm going to provide them basically an avenue to just be themselves. And so the trait then would be just that. I like knowing that there's freedom in the sense that they can be themselves over there. And that's kind of how I go about it. Whether it's an Open Championship or a previous Ryder Cup in Europe, they do not need to change themselves to go play. They're going to be themselves. They're going to represent Team USA. And it's going to be trying, but they're going to welcome it.
Doug? Yep.
Secondly, are you on the committee now?
No, sir. No, I was prior, but currently it's Steve, Stricker, George. Yes, sir.
Going back to the 6 earn and 6 picks, different last year with the postponement and everything else.
Sure.
To redo it, but do you think it worked? I mean, why do you think it worked without saying 19-9? In other words, was that just a result reason why you're going to stick with it, or was there something about it?
Sure.
You think works?
Well, I think it's pretty simple. You know, Steve pursued the 6 and 6 because of the climate back then, right? The COVID and uncertainties and things of that nature. And then rather changing it from there to something different, we thought, one, yeah, it seemed to work. But more than that, because now we're going across the pond to a golf course that we're unfamiliar with, I haven't seen yet. I don't want to say horses for courses, Doug, but it's, you know what, if I have a little bit of freedom involved of once I understand what that golf course demands, certainly fully knowing that the European Ryder Cup team has a little bit of say in how they set the course up, I think it allows me to really pinpoint some key attributes that could be, you know, an asset on that golf course.
Thank you. Michael?
Zach, have you ever been to Italy?
No, sir.
And I know this is...
Can't wait, though. I cannot wait.
If Phil Mickelson doesn't make the team as a captain's pick or on points, are you open to him being a vice captain or an assistant captain?
Yeah. Well, I'll say, you know, that given basically where we are right now, I have no idea what lies ahead as far as my vice captains and who's on this team. I know that the 2020 team was what was such, and 2023 will look vastly different. What that looks like, I don't know yet.
Abs, over here.
Over here, Zach.
Sir.
It seemed one nice key at Whistling Straits was how familiar the U.S. team was with the venue. Going in there early and all the productive stuff you guys did going in early. It's early, but would that be your expectation to get guys over to Italy to get more familiar with this golf course?
You know, Steve did a great job of that. He made it a priority. You know, granted, the familiarity of Whistling Straits, we had already held 3 PGA championships there. So there was already but some of those young guys hadn't seen it. What he did was made it a priority to get the team there prior, right, and made that an emphasis. This is not Wisconsin, clearly. That is an ideal situation. It's something that we've talked about, something that we will continue to talk about, and hopefully find a way to do that. It's not going to be easy, but we're looking into it. That would be the most ideal. It's just to get everybody's feet on site prior. I don't know how feasible that is yet, given Italian Opens and things of that nature.
Follow up, Jeff?
You talked about past captains. Could you speak to the influence that Davis Love has had on you, and how much can you lean on him as you start this venture?
Yeah, I don't know if I can speak to the amount that Davis has influenced me. Davis, well, he was captain twice for a reason. Obviously, the respect that he garners from everybody is pretty obvious, both on and off the golf course. The way he is kind of navigated this sport for so long, he and Rob. So that goes without saying. As a friend and as a person that I look up to, yeah, I mean, his phone better be on, because he's frankly he's my neighbor. So it's not hard to meet him at the local barbecue joint to sit down and talk Ryder Cup, and I will utilize that friendship, when needed and to the fullest. Because he's an amazing individual in that regard.
Alex?
Zach?
Yeah, Alex?
There's about 3 weeks to a month between when you have to make your selections and the Ryder Cup. How much leeway does that give you versus like someone like Furyk, who didn't have much time, had a struggle getting guys over to France ahead of time? How much does that month give you to be able to do things that maybe other guys couldn't?
Yeah, I think you bring up a good point. I mean, that helps the situation. What's difficult there is the individuals that will be on this team will probably be competing a lot at a high level for a number of weeks in a row, and they're probably going to want some downtime. But there's still opportunity there. What that looks like, I don't know yet, but that's certainly something I'm going to discuss with some of the guys that have played and have a good high potential of making the team, and then obviously Steve. I like the way the schedule lays out in that regard, and I like the fact that the weather should be pretty good that time of year there too. So,
follow up, Alex?
Yeah, just kind of follow up on Michael's question.
Mm-hmm.
Obviously, we're in a different environment now with all the things going on outside of the PGA Tour. Have you been directed, or do you feel like there's going to be any constraints on what you can do from an assistant captain standpoint, or even from a selection standpoint in regards to your team?
Given where we are right now and what I know is that, one, I am a product of the PGA Tour and I support it fully, and two, nothing has changed in the way I've seen it as of right now.
We're going to zoom out, ladies and gentlemen, real quick. I believe Steve DiMiglio, USA Today, is on the line.
Zach, have you given any thought on how this will change your playing schedule, and will this have any impact on how you will go about playing a PGA Tour event as far as practice rounds?
That's a good question, Steve. I've thought about it a little bit. I will say this: I've witnessed it, and seeing Davis, Jim, Steve, and how they've done it week to week. And I don't know everything they've done, but I noticed and actually partaked in playing some practice rounds with either guys that are high in the points list or some young ones they may not know yet that have the potential to make the team. I mean, I'm going to try to utilize the time that I have Monday through Wednesday to do that. I think that's imperative. I mean, why wouldn't you? So, and I don't know, if I have any influence on pairings and that sort of thing, but the PGA Tour has been very receptive to helping out Ryder Cup captains in the past, and obviously I feel like I've got a great relationship with those individuals, so maybe I can even look down that road. But I don't. As far as my scheduling goes, I will say that I haven't really gotten into that. I think 2022 is it's pretty normal for me. I would say also the beauty of, or maybe just the fortunate side of leading this team is that I'm still pretty relative on the PGA Tour. I mean, I'm still playing a moderately full schedule, and the guys know me. I mean, I'm not suggesting they don't know others, but I hope I'm considered a peer of theirs, maybe a father peer of theirs, but I play with all of them. I mean, it doesn't matter, the young ones to the guys that are my age, and I think that's going to bode well as far as me just witnessing and seeing and communicating and answering questions, because I had a lot of them at that when I was a young guy on tour. So I'm going to certainly utilize that.
Thank you, Steve. We've got a question in the back from Doug.
Zach, the idea of giving points, pre-Ryder Cup here, the majors players and WGCs came out of that task force, but we're at a stage now where we only have one WGC. Was any thought given, or would you consider instead giving points to the three playoff events, which are probably stronger than the WGCs?
Yeah, I think that was talked about briefly. I see where you're going. I think you have 5 tournaments that are probably in the highest of regards, right? And the reason we've maintained those are because typically those are the events that seem to kind of replicate, I would say, the difficulty and the gravity of a Ryder Cup to some degree. I think there's more parallels there than even a playoff event, on the PGA Tour. Those are big tournaments. I hear where you're going, and it may be something down the road that we can look at as a team, but right now, this was a pretty unanimous decision amongst the committee that we just keep it the way it is, expectations-wise. And, the 4 majors and the players in particular are just massive.
Michael?
Zach, there's a wall here that you can't see. It shows all your predecessors. And I don't know if I have this exactly right, but here's a list of guys who have won Masters, Open Championships, and have been Ryder Cup captains. Arnold, Big Jack, Sam Snead, and Tom Watson. Can you just reflect for a minute what it means to you to be part of that group and where this game of golf has taken you in your life?
Yeah. How do you articulate that? Yeah, I mean, you just mentioned some names there that are synonymous just with the game of golf, right? I mean, that when you think about the true legends, you just rambled some off. So it hasn't hit me. Truth be told, it hasn't hit me yet. But I am deeply honored. I mean, that's I am beyond excited. I'm deeply honored, and if anything, it just gives me it heightens and expands on my appreciation for certainly the PGA of America and how they go about their work, but also the platform that was given to me within the PGA Tour to pursue a game as a living. I still don't know if I've ever worked a day in my life, and just pure awe and honor comes to mind. Thanks for the names, though. That kind of hit pretty hard right there. I'm beyond thankful to be a part of Team USA to any capacity, but to serve as a leader is something that, again, my dreams never reached that far.
Zach, over here. All the players we talked to this week at the Honda all said how much they respect and like you. What does it mean to have many of the players that will be on this team respect you and sort of admire what you've done? You just alluded to playing with them all the time, but
sure.
Just that admiration level from them.
Yeah, they gave you the PC answer, right? No, I don't play for necessarily respect and things of that nature, but if anything, it probably just hits me in the sense that, I think I've probably approached this game the right way. Certainly I messed up. I'm going to mess up more, but it's a beautiful thing that was given to me. It's a gift. I mean, that's the beauty of it, right? And full circle, it goes back to how I was raised. It goes back to the values that I think were instilled in me. Excuse me. And just, pretty much looking at it as golf doesn't define me as an individual, but it is something that I was given some sort of God-given ability to play, and so I've kind of run with it. It's crazy. It's a crazy game. It's hard, and I love that. Again, it makes me uncomfortable almost daily. But to have those guys say that, they get it. I mean, they're in it with me, and they know how difficult it is, and that's flattering. That's nice. But I just think, again, I'm a product of great people. That's really what it boils down to. Is I go back to the individuals that helped me from day one, and now I'm sitting here.
Shane?
Zach?
Yes, sir.
I'm wondering if you could speak to the role that Scouts Consulting played for you at Whistling Straits and maybe the Ryder Cups that came before, and whether that relationship you plan to continue it in Italy.
Absolutely, yeah. Scouts has been a nice data crunching and number crunching and situation scenarios. I think the beauty of what we have there is that if we have a question that arises, they can basically answer that in a pretty timely manner, whether it's golf course related, whether it's individuals related, whether it's format related, whether it's European Tour related. They have the ability to go about doing that. So it can be certainly used in a very useful manner, and they're great guys. I'm kind of intrigued by it. I actually pursued actuarial science at my alma mater, Drake University, when I was 18, and that quickly stopped because it was a lot of math. But I do appreciate how they go about it, and having them, on our side as a useful tool will be definitely a benefit.
We'll go over here.
Hey, Zach, congratulations. John from CBS 12. You've been described by your peers as the perfect combination between old school and new school. I know it's hard to evaluate yourself, but, what do you think they mean by that, and how will that help you with this new gig?
Yeah, well, maybe the old school is my actual age, and the new school is maybe my maturity level. I don't know. You'd have to ask them that, but... Yeah, I mean, I think I kind of spoke on it. I mean, I'm still relevant. I mean, I can still go out there and compete with these guys. I can go out there and have dinner with these guys. I can, I'm going to see them at most of the big tournaments for the most part. I'm going to, come alongside them and encourage them, push them to try to make the team. I mean, whatever it may be, I'm still there. And, I was doing that as a vice captain, and now that I'm in the massive serving role, that's exactly what I'm going to do. I'm going to be a servant for them. I mean, I'm going to help them. Whatever they need, I can, for the most part, I hope I can answer their questions and help them along with their journey to the 2023 Ryder Cup.
Thank you. Let's zoom out across the pond. Phil, Casey, are you with us?
Yeah, hi. Thanks, Julius. Hope you can hear me okay.
Absolutely, loud and clear.
Excellent. Zach, I just wanted to ask you, you touched on this earlier, but what kind of reaction are you expecting from the European players given the record scoreline at Whistling Straits?
Well, shoot. 2020 Ryder Cup was something ultra special. That team was amazing. I don't know what kind of reception I'm going to have. I know this. This is going to be an entirely different team. It's going to be, 18, 19 months from now, so who knows what's going to transpire between now and then as far as the makeup. But I do know this, the fans over there are amazing. They love their sport. They love golf. I cannot wait to meet even the local Italian fans. I've heard they're amazing. And I know whatever team that they put forth is going to be very stout. So it's going to be difficult, and I love everything about that.
Thank you.
Thank you, Phil. Doug?
Zach, from the time, presumably the time you accepted the job and the announcement today, there's been a lot of activity with the Saudi stuff. At any time, did you wonder who you were going to have available for your team and how also it might affect Europe? And going forward, how do you prepare for the unknown in that regard?
They're just unknown. No, I can be really simple with that. Those are extreme unknowns and hypotheticals, and right now I know where things lay out, and we're going to continue down the same path we've done for so many years here. I'm just excited to lead this team.
Questions?